So it's the day after the day, and From Parts Unknown finally hit shelves yesterday. I'm feeling incredible. It was a whirlwind day. I actually went around to about 5 stores in the Toronto area just to see the book on shelves and to shake hands with the retailers and say thank you for your support. And it was a great experience. I didn't know what I would walk into. I know Wednesday is the busiest day. When I've been doing Pesto Comics roadshow visits, I've made a point not to do it on Wednesdays because I know that's the busiest day of the week. So I made sure not to crowd things. I would always make sure not to get in the way of sales. But this one time, I had to see the books on shelves when I got there. So I made a few stops. I started my day at the Silver Snail, which was kind of funny because the Silver Snail in particular, we have something very special going on, which is I'll be there for a free comic book day. And what they've done there is they actually held the book from the shelves on Wednesday because they've ordered dozens and dozens and dozens and we'll be handing them out on free comic book day. So the theory is don't put them on the shelves if we're going to be handing them out on Saturday. So for our first stop, not a letdown, but a little bit different than I expected because, of course, the book's not on the shelves. We're giving them out on Saturday. It was less about seeing the book on the shelves and more just confirming that the plans for free comic book day or comic giveaway day, whatever you want to call it, are in place. And on Saturday, I'll be there signing books and handing out copies of From Parts Unknown. So that'll be a lot of fun. But I also made some other stops. I went to Heroes World and I signed books. I signed every copy that they ordered that was on the shelves. So if you go to Heroes World, you have a signed copy from me. So that's really cool. We used all different kinds of markers and pens and tried signing in different places. So every book's a little different. You're getting something unique. But I assure you, all signed by me. So if you're in Richmond Hill, Heroes World's a great place to go. I also went to Gotham Central. I finally got to meet Carlos and Clara, the owners, in person. And they're very warm and friendly people. It's like I've known them this whole time. I've been to the shop a handful of times, but I never actually got there when they were there. So, of course, on a Wednesday, before Free Comic Book Day, they were both in the shop. So it was great to finally meet them. And yeah, they made me feel like I belonged and just met them that day. So absolutely wonderful experience. I love Gotham Central. I will definitely be back. There's actually events they're holding there that I will be back for. So those will be a lot of fun and really looking forward to them. And then, of course, I went to what feels like a secret comic book shop, if you're familiar with Toronto at all, is in the Annex. There's BMV. It's a well-known book outlet, and the one on the Annex in particular is huge. It's 3 floors, and on that 3rd floor is a comic book shop. It's your regular LCS with some amazing, incredible deals on backlist items and on trades and new releases, including From Parts Unknown. So they had a bunch of copies on the shelf with a really good discount as well, I will say. So if you're interested in grabbing the book, that's a great place to go as well. And the owners there, super friendly. They were really good about making sure that the order came through because they actually were looking for it in the catalog. And one of the weird caveats of Pesto Comics is, yes, it's under Pesto Comics. The books are published under Pesto Comics through Prana Publishers. So if you look in the catalog, we might be under Prana, we might be under Pesto. You have to know which one. When it comes to Lunar and Universal, we're under Prana. So that wasn't entirely clear, and it's something I'm going to keep shouting from the rooftops. Yes, Pesto Comics, but also Prana Publishers. And then, of course, I went to my LCS, Nowhere Comics in the Stockyards. I saved them for last, although they weren't my last stop. And I went in there, and I felt like an absolute rock star. I signed all of the staff's books, who all made sure to pick up a copy of the book, which is incredible. And they've already pre-ordered issue 2, which you should do as well if you enjoyed the first book, because FOC is on Monday, May 4th. But that was an amazing feeling walking in, signing all the books, and just feeling the love from a shop that I shop at regularly. I've been going there for years. So being able to just see my book on the shelf with everybody else's books, it was really cool. And one day I'll do an event there as well. I'll do an event anywhere that'll have me, but I'll feel really good about doing events at these shops that have been really warm and welcoming to me. So I really do appreciate them really making me feel like I'm part of the family. I'm part of the group as I walked into these stores, trying to hawk my own product from their shelves. So it was a lot of fun checking out all the stores and actually seeing the book on a shelf next to The Flash, next to Batman, next to all the Image books that are out there. It really just felt like, okay, this is real. But the truth of all of this is it's just step 1 of many. This is issue 1 of 5 of From Parts Unknown. But then there's books coming after that and after that and after that. And we have plans for a second series of From Parts Unknown. It's still in the early stages. We have Crimson Frontier, which is our Western set on Mars, with the same team of From Parts Unknown working on that. So that'll come out in between From Parts Unknown 1 and 2. But this is something we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep doing, and seeing the excitement and how well the first issue is doing is very comforting and makes us feel a lot better about all of this going forward. You just never know how it's going to go. It's all a shot in the dark, and to see that this shot in the dark has hit something, it paid off, it's super, super comforting. And to that end, I'm going to do my quasi-Oscars speech here and thank a few people, one of which is Daniel Cavall. I have been throwing all kinds of weird stuff at him, not just with the first set of From Parts Unknown, but everything we've been working on and all these weird ideas and, look, can we try this? Can we do this? And he's been game for all of it. And I really do appreciate it. He's ended up being a great partner in everything we've been doing. And there's all kinds of covers and things he's been doing for other series as well. There was one for SNIP. There's going to be one for Naked Kaiju Woman. So just a lot of fun and a lot of cool things that we've been doing together and a lot more to come. JP, my goodness. So JP has become the colorist of Pesto Comics. He does nearly every book that we work on together, and it's been great. He does something unique with every book, which I really do appreciate. You know, sometimes you can find someone's style very clearly when you look at a book. But if I didn't tell you that JP was the colorist on SNIP and on From Parts Unknown and on Naked Kaiju Woman and on Crimson Frontier and on a handful of other books that we have coming very soon, you probably wouldn't be able to tell because his style is so adaptable. It suits the story that we're telling. And that's a true professional right there. But not only that, as much as I am incessant on social media and shouting about the books from the rooftops, JP is doing the exact same thing. And he has a veteran presence on the team. He's kept me in check once or twice when I'm saying, you know what, it's fine. And he's saying, no, we're going to put out a proper professional quality book. And it's thanks to him that we get to the quality that we get to. So I really do appreciate everything that JP brings to the table. And speaking of professional quality, Travis is a new entry to the team. The version that you see of From Parts Unknown on shelves is a little different than the one that came out 2 years ago. I was doing the production design. I am not a production designer by trade. I like to focus on my writing. I do enjoy lettering and all of that, but production design, there's still a lot that I have to learn, and Travis has surely shown that because the book he put together just feels like it belongs on the shelf next to all these other books, and it's thanks to Travis that happened. And speaking of books on shelves, the folks at Prana, the books don't hit the shelves if not for them. I really want to thank everyone at Prana. That's Adam, Keith, Megan, Blake, Gabe. I'm sure I'm missing more, but everyone that has helped me at Prana, it's been incredible, and I thank you, and I hope this is a long and fruitful relationship where we can keep putting amazing things on the shelves. This is just the beginning. We're doing one a month, but I'm really hoping to expand that in the future. But we're going to do it right, and we're going to make sure that these books get more and more eyes on them and more successful as time goes on. We're going to put Prana on the map along with Pesto Comics. I'm so excited to do it together. And then, of course, all the retailers who supported the book. I know I talked about the ones that I've been to physically, but I'm limited by travel. I'm limited by how far I could get in my car and how much time I have during my one day off to go visit all the stores. I would love to visit more. I'd love to visit all the ones across Ontario, and I will over time. And there's a bunch that I even missed during the Pesto Comics Roadshow, even local ones. There's shops that have supported me long before we ever officially got on store shelves, and I appreciate them. One in particular, Wayside Comics and Cocktails in Newmarket. I didn't make it for the roadshow, and I regret it. I had plans to, and the plans fell through that specific day, and then the FOC came and went, and I just haven't been there yet. But I love that shop. I talk about it quite a few times on here. Omar, the owner, and Jordan, the host of the podcast, and everybody else who supported the book there. I really appreciate you folks in Newmarket, and I'll definitely make it up and buy a beer and hang out. And I love Wayside, and I just wanted to give them a special shout out because they were one of the few stores that really jumped on board early and helped and put books on the spinner rack straight from Kickstarter and really helped me build the confidence to get where we are today. So I appreciate folks like the guys in Newmarket. And then, of course, there's shops like Pendragon Comics in Etobicoke and Freak Show Comics in Niagara Falls and Mostly Comics in St. Catharines and Worlds Collide in Oshawa, Heroic Dreams in Pickering and Planet X in the Beaches and in Richmond Hill and Cyber City Comics in North York and The Beguiling in Toronto. And there's even more that I have to visit. There's even more shops, even just in Ontario, that I have to visit. But I'm going to be doing this for the foreseeable future, whether they ordered the books or not. But I love to go to as many stores as possible and shake hands and thank them for the support they've offered, or just check out what's going on in those shops. So I will be continuing the Pesto Comics Roadshow for the foreseeable future. And I really do enjoy that perk of being in comics and having something to talk about when I walk into these shops. So I really do appreciate the support from the retailers. And then, of course, there's the support from my family and friends, like my brother David. He's been a supporter since day one, before day one, well before day one. The reason that From Parts Unknown exists is because of him, because he listened to me as this was all just an idea very early on, talking about one day I'm going to make a comic book and it's going to be about pro wrestlers and maybe it'll be about all these mystical beings. And that fighting these wrestlers and all this kind of stuff. He was there at the earliest iterations of From Parts Unknown and continues to be there to this day. He's supported every single campaign that I've done, and he doesn't need to because I would give him the books for free, but I always appreciate it. He tries to be the #1 backer on every campaign, and I think he's only done it once, but I really appreciate his support, and it means the world to me. So David, if you're listening, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know I've said it in person, and I'll keep saying it forever because I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. And to my partner in life, my wife, Lisa, thank you so much for all the support you've given. So unlike my brother, who has known about all of this well before it ever became somewhat real or even close to real, my wife, on the other hand, didn't know that it was a real thing until I was shipping books out for Unlimited Udo. The reason for that is I hold her opinion in very high regard, and had she said, "Why are you doing this?" or "This is silly," or "Maybe you should find something else to do with your time," it would have absolutely crushed me. So I hid it from her for a little while until the book was ready. So there's been an ongoing joke that I'm running a secret business in the basement, though not very secret anymore. But ever since I let her in on it, I was worried that her reaction wouldn't be what I expected. But she's been nothing but supportive this whole time as I gallivant all over North America trying to sell the book. And she's with me on every stop of the road show and making sure that everything looks spiffy and everything looks nice. And we're even going to bring her into the fold with Pesto Comics because there's a couple cool ideas that we have that we're going to be able to do together. So really looking forward to that. And I really appreciate her support. It really means the world. As far as my friends go, I have to thank Dane and Hennessy. I've mentioned him a couple times in recent weeks because we have this trading card game we're working on together. And that came about because he was the first one to step up to the plate to say, "Yes, I will waste my weekend sitting next to you at a table at a convention." And it was a convention that didn't go great, and it was quiet, and it was boring, but we came up with a really cool idea while we were there. But I always appreciate his support. He's been there with me at TCAF. And he's been there with me since film school. He's been one of my best friends ever since, and he's supported every campaign just like my brother. Danon and David are neck and neck in terms of who my best supporters are. And again, just like David, I would give him the copies for free if he wanted, but he's always happy to support, and I truly appreciate it. So again, this doesn't happen with the support of these people. But of course, none of this happens without you guys, the fans, the folks that have been following Pesto Comics on Substack or YouTube or Instagram or wherever you've been following. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate those of you who have been around from campaign to campaign to campaign. I appreciate those of you who have done both, who have supported every campaign and gone to your store and picked up copies of the book. I really, really appreciate you. I wish I had better words as a writer to say how much it means to me that you guys have supported me throughout and how you've continued to support me as I've made mistakes here and there in books not getting out exactly right or books falling apart. Paul, I'm sorry that happened with Big Smoke Pulp. And just me learning as I go. I'm still very nascent in all this. We started Pesto Comics in 2023. It hasn't been around that long. It's only 2026, but we've grown so much, and it's thanks to folks like you who are the foundation of everything that we do. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to do my best to do right by you and keep giving you awesome stories and getting incredible artists involved and expanding the team and making things more and more professional and just finding ways to do things better for you guys. I want you guys to get comics that you wouldn't get otherwise. Comics that don't exist on the shelves until Pesto Comics creates them. So it's thanks to you guys that that's even possible. I am eternally grateful. So that's the end of my thank yous for now. I'm sure there's people I'm missing. I always hesitate to do that. But if I'm ever going to do an Oscar-style speech of here's all the people to thank, I feel like now's a good time with the launch of #1. I'm still feeling the glow from going to all the shops and talking to all the people and feeling the enthusiasm both in person and online. And it hasn't stopped. Even this morning, I'm still going through Instagram. I'm seeing books on the shelves. And it's even made pick of the week a few times, which is absolutely amazing, including at my LCS, which I absolutely love that happened. But this is definitely a high that won't last. The reality of making comic books is going to hit me hard and fast. And the reason for that is I have to get the metadata in and the solicits in for issue #4. I'm celebrating #1, and now issue 4 has to be ready for the catalog. And that's just the grind of comics. No win lasts that long. You get back to work. And that's what I plan to do. So it's just funny how comics works, that I'm in multiple places in my brain at once. And this is just how comics works on the direct market side. We're also prepping Naked Kaiju #3 for Kickstarter. And I'm working with Daniel on Crimson Frontier and making sure that book is ready for 2027 on shelves. But we're going to get it on Kickstarter this summer. So there's a lot that I'm trying to juggle at once. And this is all while juggling a full-time job, I'm getting this video in during my lunch breaks. I'm really still feeling the glow and the high, but reality is going to hit me very quickly. And I just want to bask in this as long as I can. And I hope you get to too. This is, as I mentioned, your win as well. It's because of you guys that any of this is possible. So thank you all for being here. I thank you all for your support through the years. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy all of the content that I'm putting out there, not just the comics, but the newsletter and the videos. You can find the shorts at Pesto Comics all over the internet. So however you found us, I'm glad you're here. It's going to be a wild ride, and we'll continue it next Thursday. I thank you for being here. Talk to you then.